California Representative Barbara Lee, one of the congresswomen who, as you just heard, testified today. Thank you so much for joining us, Representative Lee. You told the world today a very deeply personal story, how you became pregnant at 16 and had an abortion in what you called a back alley clinic in Mexico. How hard was it to share that in Congress with the cameras rolling?
This was extremely hard. It's been very hard to talk about because, you know, as I said, it's nobody's business, and that's the point. It's a personal decision that I made with the help and love of my mother and her friend, and it was nobody's business, so I haven't really talked about it. Also, the stigma around it. You know, I was first black cheerleader at my high school. I was an accomplished pianist, won 2 music scholarships. You know, I got almost straight A's, a couple of B's. I was in the Honor Society, so the stigma of anybody knowing was just so traumatic until I just did not know what to do. And so my mother gave me the opportunity to make a decision. She said, it's your decision. And I prayed over it. I'm a person of faith, went to Catholic school for 8 years. And so fortunately, her loving friend in El Paso said, I know a doctor in Mexico. It's a back alley, it's a clinic, but he's compassionate, he's competent, and I'll take her there. And so actually this was my first flight to El Paso to get this back alley abortion. And the reason I'm talking about it now, and it's, again, this is the hardest decision, one, to have an abortion, but then to talk about it, is because I don't want to see my children, anyone's children, have to grow up in a world where they have to resort to back alley abortions. I mean, you know, then it was coat hanger, you sit in a hot tub of water, quinine pills. There were all kinds of horrible ways to deal with, you know, a pregnancy, an unintended pregnancy. And I don't want that to happen. Everyone should have the right and the freedom to make their own decisions. And I see the Texas case and what's happening with the Mississippi case, what's happening throughout the country, just an effort now to turn us back to those days. So I am compelled to speak out, and I will continue fighting against what's taking place.
And you had your abortion back in the mid-1960s when abortion was illegal in California. Fast forward now 6 decades. Have you heard about women in Texas or elsewhere going to similar lengths that you did? And do you think that that's really where we could be headed, that this is potentially 1973 all over again?
Yeah, women in Texas, they don't know what to do. Providers don't know what to do. People are trying to figure out next steps. Will providers be fined? Will they get arrested? Will your family members be required to turn you in for money? The vigilante case, the vigilante provisions of this case. I mean, this is outrageous. And so women, people in Texas and throughout the country have a heck of a lot of decisions and dilemmas that have to be made, and they should not have to. They should have accessible, affordable reproductive health care, which includes abortion care.
And Mary Alice Parks mentioned that bill that expands reproductive rights, the Women's Health Protection Act. It passed in the House, but still faces an uphill battle in the Senate. Do you think that abortion is an issue that lawmakers will ever change their minds on, agree upon? And if so, how does that happen?
Well, they're going to have to, because it's not an issue that you have to agree upon. That's the point. I'm not going to tell, for instance, the Republican Congresswoman who was in the hearing today, her mother made a decision. That's their decision. I'm not going to try to say, I want to make a decision for you. That's your choice. And so I think we have to really come forward, women, people all around the country, and say, look, it's not about whether you agree or not agree or disagree with abortions. That's not the issue. The issue is about reproductive freedom. You have the freedom. I have the freedom to do what I think is best for myself, between my physician, between my minister or clergy, between my mother, my family, whomever. It's the person's decision. And that's the point. It's not about, you know, I'm going to make you go along with my faith, or I'm going to insist that you support what I believe in. That's really not what we call freedom in this country.
And finally, just switching gears here as we head into this major vote on the infrastructure bill, you know Speaker Pelosi well. What's the latest that you're hearing on the plan for tonight and whether this can finally get across the finish line?
Well, let me tell you, I know Speaker Pelosi is working very hard. She's negotiating very diligently. She knows that this is the Biden agenda. It's not a progressive agenda. It's not the agenda that the moderates put forward. This is the Biden agenda that he campaigned on. And so Speaker Pelosi is navigating that as we speak. I know tonight we have votes maybe 9 o'clock, maybe later. But I have to tell you right now, I don't think we have the votes to just bring up one bill. So, and the speaker understands that. And so I'm confident that she's going to find a path forward because she's working very hard and she always does the right thing. And we're working together to try to make sure that we have the agreement, which was made several months ago, upheld.
Do you agree with the approach of bringing this for a vote tonight without a firm deal on the larger spending package?
No, I don't, because it's not going to pass. We don't want anything to come forward that's going to fail. And the speaker knows that. She does not want a bill to fail. We have to have something that's going to pass. And for it to pass, it has to be what we've negotiated based on the Build Back Better bill and the infrastructure bill, which is per our agreement that was made in the Senate several months ago.
Congresswoman Barbara Lee, we thank you so much for your time, for sharing your story with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Nice being with you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.